So now you're a Greek or a Roman, and you're living in Antioch and been learning with Paul. All of a sudden, these guys come, and they have the long beards and the phylacteries and have the right robes. They can read Hebrew. You can't read Hebrew. You could just read Greek, okay? And these guys come with the scrolls. They're telling you, oh, that guy Paul, he's a great guy. He's 95% there. 5% he's missing. Without that 5% or without that 10%, you're not going to get to heaven. You need to be circumcised. You need to eat the right foods. You need to wear the right clothes. You need to do all these things. They're like, well, Paul, I thought I was saved. Barnabas, I thought I was saved. These guys are telling me I'm not saved. What do I need to do to be circumcised? I want to make sure I go to heaven. And so this is the kind of the confusion that's taking place in Acts chapter 15. Now this debate is going on in their head. Again, because if you don't know, if someone came here and they have a Hebrew manuscript and they're reading Hebrew and let me tell you what this says in Hebrew. You're saying you're reading the Greek version. I'm going to tell you the Hebrew version. Okay? Where it's really important for you and I to understand what's the new covenant. If you're not biblically literate, a lot of people think the new covenant, the New Testament, is just in the New Testament. Are you telling me that God changed his mind in the Old Testament to the New Testament? Actually, the prophets foretold that something better is coming, because the whole point was that the Old Covenant was only a shadow pointing to the better thing that was coming. And that's not only in the New Testament, that's clearly talked about in the Old Testament, the Old Covenant. In Jeremiah, and this is a very important portion of Scripture for Christians to know, is Jeremiah 31. It says, and behold, the days are coming, declares the Lord, when I'll make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. And this was written 600 years before Jesus, okay? Not like the covenant I made with their fathers on the day when I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt. My covenant that they broke, though I was their husband, declares the Lord. It's talking about the Mosaic covenant, okay? Verse 33, for this is the covenant that I'll make with the house of Israel, declares the Lord. I will put my laws within them, and I'll write it on their hearts. I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And no longer shall each one teach his neighbor and each one his brother, saying, know the Lord. They shall all know me, from the least to the greatest, declares the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. So here is a covenant that's going to replace the Mosaic covenant.